the like button. It's very important. Subscribe button so you can follow more of our content. We have a farm, we do equestrian, we did nationals this last year. Got a lot going on, and you don't want to miss it. So I figured I'd do a live today. We had a lesson this morning with my coach. That's the picture, the little snapshot picture there. That's from my lesson this morning. My friend that I took along with me, she took those pictures from the videos and sent them to me. That was quite nice of her. My friend has a 11-year-old daughter that she's been basically dedicating her entire existence to, which is great. But she's got another mare that's a little tricky that she's bred, that she's developing. So I've been encouraging her to come for lessons. So she comes with me when I do lessons, like on Fridays when I'm off, or if we have a holiday on a Monday or something like that. So she comes along with me. And I'm going to close the gates here because homeboy's coming. And I want him to stay out there in the pasture for a little longer. No, honey, stay outside. Stay outside. You stay outside. You stay outside. You don't want to stay outside. Oh, don't eat my camera. That's not nice. There's Duende. Apparently we've decided we're coming in. I was coming out here to join you guys. You don't want to stay outside and eat the grass? Don't stand on top of me. That'd be rude. That'd be rude. You want to go inside? The bugs are getting kind of gross. It's supposed to get rain tonight. But I was giving them some out. Don't go in between the trailers. This is why I have panels around my other trailer, because they busted my the trickle charge that I have for the living quarter trailer. They busted it yesterday. You stomped it. Yes, you did. You stomped it. Very rude. That was very rude. Shh, stay off of me. I know, it's very rude. You want to go inside and get your yum yums? Okay, so we're gonna go inside and we're gonna get some yum yums. Because apparently we've decided we don't want to be outside anymore. Come on, Oreo. So Oreo had a lesson this morning. Duende is too young, so he's just growing. As you can see, he's doing lots of that. And hey, watch out, honey. Watch out. Watch out. No, in your house. Good boy. Good boy. Hey, thanks for joining, guys. I'm just bringing the horses in. It's getting kind of buggy outside. We had a lesson this morning. Let me turn you around here. Come on. Oreo, come on. Oreo's got, stuff to do before he goes in his house. Like, see if there's anything in there. Well, hey, like I was saying, if you're new, do the thumbs up thing and do the subscribe thing. That'd be awesome. Help the channel. And I was just saying we had a lesson this morning. What are you doing? Get in your house. Let me see if I can get him in his house. So Oreo and I had a lesson this morning. And my friend came along with me because I have the day off, so she came along with me. And I videoed some stuff from her ride, and then she videoed some stuff from my ride. So, watch out, buddy. Watch out. There you go. So, hello, everybody that's joined. Thanks for coming. These are my two boys. This is Oreo. He's 5 years old. He is a pure race España, PRE, or otherwise known as an Andalusian. And he is doing first level dressage. Let me just get this clipped here. Let me just put this down so I can talk to you guys while I get their gates clipped. So he's doing, we're showing first level, and we're schooling second level. Just put you up here. Sorry for the moving around. Just for a minute so I can get his door. There we go. Hi. So let me get his door closed. So he is schooling second level, which is the beginnings of the collected work in dressage. And Duende, my baby that's over here, he is just growing. So he is a baby. He just turned 2 years old. So he has another year of growing. Yes, we have another year of growing. And then he will be backed next year. Well, yeah, the end of 26 into early 27. He'll be backed. Let's see if I can get this down a little bit further so I don't look up so high. So I need to put this somewhere. So anyway, I was going to take some video of them outside in the pasture, but they decided to come in. So there's that. So I haven't done a live in a couple weeks. My mother came out to visit. So we did, family stuff. And then yesterday my husband started to finish some welding jobs that we have had kind of waiting until fall. We don't like to weld when it's hot and dry in the summer because that'll lead to fires. So yesterday he did, well actually he started over here. So he did this run and then this section this morning. So that's all done. That paddock now is finished. And then he did this paddock yesterday. He welded all this on. It's a 5 foot tall by 16 foot long panels. It's a 40-foot run here. So he did this and then finished it today. And the reasoning why we're doing the Velociraptor cage is because the sheep have been getting in the barn and eating all their food. Because sheep are opportunists. And if there's a way for them to go inside and steal food, they're going to do it. So anyway, hope everybody's having a lovely Friday. It is quite nice today. We're getting ready for some rain tonight and tomorrow. It's going to be quite windy tomorrow. So it wouldn't be a very good day to do a live. So I thought I'd do it today. And yeah, we got a couple rainstorms coming in. I get it. It was a term that most people would know from a movie. That's why I did that. It's actually a joke amongst us in the horse community around here because several people have cages like that for their horses. And we joke that it's a Velociraptor cage. But anyway, yeah, so we're just chilling out today, getting ready for rain. We have to do things here based on what the weather does. So if the weather says it's going to rain, then we have to batten down the hatches. You want to see dinosaurs? There's my dinosaurs. There's my dinosaurs. There's my ducks and my chickens. We were actually laughing about the chickens the other day on a conference call. I was talking about dinosaurs and we started laughing about chickens. So there's my chickens. So it's fall, it's end of October. We're only getting like anywhere from 1 to 3 eggs a day right now. So hopefully in the spring, girls will be kicking it up a notch and providing some good stuff. So this duck here is a drake. So he's the only boy in here. The rest of them are all girls. So I was very disappointed that he turned out to be a drake. But he's been my favorite duck. I didn't know he was a boy, but he has been my favorite duck. They're Swedish ducks. So, and he makes a funny sound. And then the female makes like a quacking sound. So they make different noises. Yeah. And then she's been going inside the coops over here. I've got 2 that are broody, that are sitting on fake eggs. So anyway, that's fun. So eventually they'll figure it out that those eggs are never going to hatch. My friends have been saying, oh, you need to get them some eggs to hatch. I'm like, I got enough chickens. I don't need any more. Chances are they'd be boys, and I don't want roosters. So I already had 2 roosters given to me by my neighbor across the street, and I gave them to my other neighbor, and they went into the pot. So that's what happens to roosters. Especially when you get a bunch. They end up as dinner. So, but anyway, yeah, we're just getting some hay on the Kubota, getting that stacked and ready. Hi there. Thanks for coming. And just a reminder, do the thumbs up and the subscribe. I've just been doing some training this morning, and I'm going twice a week to my trainer and getting ready for a show the second weekend in November. And so we're getting ready for that show, and then that's going to be it until January. So January we'll start the show season for 26 in full force. There's my sheep. 6 ewe lambs go to a new home the other day. A guy came up and took them. And I've got somebody coming tomorrow afternoon for one of the boys. These are my breeding rams, but probably one of those boys. I've got 2 yearlings that are breeding age that need to go. But these are my breeding rams. That's actually a father and son. That's why they look a lot alike. The father is over here, that's Dre, and that's Twin. And then the one in the back here, that's Tupac. So those are my 3 main breeding rams, and then I've got 3 little ram lambs. I have 3 ram lambs that will go eventually to people that are looking for sheep for breeding. These are hair sheep, so these they are pretty cool looking. I like them, and they're also hair sheep, so they don't have wool. They grow wool, and then they shed it in the spring/summer. So they don't require all the extra maintenance and stuff that commercial wool type sheep require. So they don't need any of that, which is cool. And over here we got one of my donkeys. So thumbs up for the donkeys. This is Jenny. Jenny is formerly wild. Same thing with Amy, who's further down the driveway. Yes, you come say hi. You say hi. The donkeys are here to look after the sheep. You can see she's really thrilled about it. You really thrilled about it? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Yeah. She wants more food. She's a little heavy. She's a little thick. So she doesn't need any more food. And everything's growing now anyway because we've had some rain. This is Amy. Amy is younger, a couple years younger than Jenny. And she was also once wild. She's a bit more standoffish than Jenny is. She's a bit more reserved with people. I know, you'll come if there's food, but otherwise forget it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, so anyways, what I did was I put some food out for the sheep to get them out of my hair, and then I could pull hay off the stack and fill the Kubota. I use the Kubota to feed, to bring hay to the barn. It makes it a lot easier to get around when you have the Kubota to carry the weight of these 110-pound bales. And yeah, they're all of 110 pounds. There's 3-string bales. This is alfalfa right here, which is high in protein. And then those are meadow and orchard grass, 2 different types of grass hay. So it's a little lower in calories and sugar. That's why they get that. But it's our Kubota, and there's our Halloween donkeys. We have 2 Halloween donkeys. Here's my donkeys. So we have 2 of our Halloween donkeys, and we have a couple others somewhere. They're somewhere. But yeah, this is a short stack where I just pulled the hay off of, and they're on pallets, so I can just pick it up with the forks on the tractor. And these are the big stacks, so we try not to get into those, especially on a windy day. We try to pull it down, put a bunch of hay down here on the short stacks, so it makes it easier for handling. And then these are strapped down. It's supposed to be pretty high winds tomorrow, so they're strapped down pretty good. And there's another, so this is double tarped. So they each individual have tarps, and then they have the big tarp over top just in case there's any leaks or anything in the tarps. We don't want to ruin the hay because we don't get in there all that often. Well, hello, Miss Jenny. Hi. You say hi. You say hi to people. I know the flies are icky. We don't like the flies. So, yeah. Anyway, so where are you guys from? Anybody want to put in the chat where you're from? It's always interesting to find out where people are watching from. I've had people from India and Turkey and all over the place. It's quite interesting. Different times of day, it's different people. Hello to everybody that's joined. Don't forget the thumbs up and the subscribe button. It helps the channel out. We've crossed 2,000 subscribers about a month or so ago, and we're on our way to 3,000. So that's our next goal. So I'm hoping we can get there probably maybe over the winter, maybe by January when we start showing again. And so the goal for next year is to show at first level. And we're going to be trying to qualify for 3 different things. So first we need one more qualification for our California Dressage Society for the Regional Adult Amateur Competition and also the National Horse of the Year. So we only need one more qualification because we already have 2, which is good. We can check that one off the box pretty easily. The next one is USDF, the Dressage Federation, US Dressage Federation, USDF. They have qualifications, so you pay $20 and you ride the test 3, the highest test of the level. Each level, whether it's level, second level, third level, they have 3 tests. You have the easiest test for the level is test 1. Then there's a middle test, test 2. I don't like to ride the middle test. And then there's the high, which is test 3. And you have to ride test 3, and you have to get, I don't know how many qualifications it is actually, I have to go look. But you have to get a qualifying scores at the highest level of the highest test of the level. And then you can ride in the USDF regional championships. They're usually at the same time as the California Dressage Society Horse of the Year. So those are 2. And then the third one is the US PRE, the PRE España. It's the breed club. So there's a breed award that you can do for PREs. He's a PRE. So the breed award, we have to do 8 tests, and 2 of which have to be at the highest test of the level. So these 3 different organizations, they will all be picking up qualifications as we starting in January. Well, we're actually starting in 2 weeks. So in November, the second week in November is our first go. And we've got 4 tests over 2 days, and we're only showing at the bottom level of first. So first level test 1. We already have 2, like I said, 2 qualifying scores for CDS and towards my breed award. So now we're going to be doing some more for the breed award and then towards CDS. So that's why we're doing these 4 tests in November. And then in January, we are already schooling the test 3 elements, and we're also schooling second level. We have most of the elements for second level already, but we're not going to start second level until we're done with first level. And I'm hoping that we can qualify for both levels for Horse of the Year and the regional championships in September. Gonna try, but it's possible. We can do it. He's schooling really well. So he's 5 years old. Oreo is 5 years old, and I got him as a yearling, and I backed him, did all his groundwork, and did everything when he was a stallion. And I castrated him, gelded him after we had already backed him, just to make it so it was easier to show him and easier to manage him, because I do a lot of things on my own, which is very difficult if you have a stallion. You need people. And since he wasn't going to necessarily be a breeding stallion, there was really no point in leaving him intact. So he had brain surgery. That's in that summer after we had backed him as a 3-year-old. So he was just over 3. And then I continued with his training. He was quite difficult. He's very talented, and a lot of these really talented horses are very difficult to develop. And they sort of make you work for it, really. So I struggled with him, got him the first year when he was 3 and 4. All we did was go to shows and just to get him out and get him going to a warm-up, going into the class, and just basically showing him what the show environment was. So we did a lot of that. And then last year as a 5-year-old, we had already gotten some qualifications at the end of his 4-year-old year. So going into his 5-year-old year, he really got very difficult. He was saying no more often, basically was taking over and saying, no, I don't want to do what you're telling me, and who are you, blah, 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 which they do. He's very smart. So I had to send him to my trainer after he was a complete royal idiot at a show in May, and it was really bad. He was really, really naughty. So he went to my trainer for a month, and then I rode him twice a week at my trainer's, and we turned him around, got him to learn about work ethic, and we discovered that he's kind of got a busy mind. He's kind of a little ADHD, I think. So he needed to be trained more often. So in the summertime, I tend to give them time off because it's too hot and it's too difficult for me to ride. I have an autoimmune problem, but anyway, it's very difficult for me to ride when it's hot. But I had to make the adjustments because he requires daily work, daily stimulation, whether it's groundwork, whether it's lunging, riding, even if I just get on and walk, just he has to have daily work. He has to have daily interaction, something for his brain to do. And he's much happier. So since we started doing that over the summer, he's really turned around. We made a lot of adjustments during nationals, and he came up about 10% in his scores, and that's how we have qualifying scores going into next year, or going into this next, it's kind of on like a fiscal year, August to September is for CDS. But anyway, so he made some huge progress, and we're just continuing on with his training now. So now he's much happier in his work. He doesn't get mad and throw temper tantrums like he used to. He accepts a correction and then he tries. Whereas before he would say, screw you, and he'd throw a fit. And then we had to deal with the fit, and that take twice as long to deal with the fit than it would be if he just complied. So we're doing a lot of him just learning to be compliant and to be a partner. And he's already showing much more maturity in his work just in the last, 4 or 5 months than he had earlier. So that's good. And so that's why we're doing a lot of show preps and a lot of training now, is to really get him kind of up to speed where he should be as a 5-6-year-old. So he'll be 6 in May of next year. And we're hoping to be able to get the elements I'm hoping that we can get the elements trained so that we can start doing his flying changes next year as a 6-year-old. And then from there, we would start prepping, hopefully at the end of 2026. Hopefully we'll be able to start doing 3rd level, and then 4th level, and then it's the FEI classes, which is Pre-St. George, I1, I2, and then Grand Prix, which is the highest level of the training scale. So that's kind of what the trajectory that he is on right now. As for Duende, it just turned 2 years old, and he will just be growing and eating for another year. He does groundwork, he does lunging, he knows manners, he's pretty respectful. He did go for 2 weeks of boot camp to my trainers when, since Oreo was going to be there for a month, I sent Duende for 2 weeks, and he learned some manners, and he learned about space and lunging and all the fun stuff. He will probably be shown as a 2-year-old at the PRE show that's here local next summer. So that'll be his first show, and it's under the Spanish rules, ANSE, so it's an international type event. But anyway, he'll probably be shown there in the summer, and then we will prep him throughout next year, start prepping him to be backed in the fall, winter, into spring of 27. So that's his trajectory. So anyway, if you want to follow along with what we're doing, the thumbs up and the subscribe button will keep you all caught up on what we're doing. And yeah, it's a lot. But right now, in the winter kind of off season-ish, like I said, we just got the one show. And then we're going to be prepping to continuous training and education all through the winter. And then the shows start again in January, the end of January. So I probably won't do that many shows next year because I don't need to, because his training is much better, his work ethic is much better. So we only need to go to a handful of shows. And we'll be doing that next year. There's Dre. Dre is about, he's got to be about 8 years old now. So I'm not sure how long the sheep are going to live, but he is the oldest one we have, Mr. Dre. And there's Twin, his son, in front of him walking along. Sorry, hit a button. It happens. So anyway, thanks for coming. Every time I touch something, it like moves things around. So anyway, yeah, if you want to put in the chat where you're watching from, if you have any questions, let me know. You put it in the chat. And otherwise, I think I'm gonna go back in the house and relax because I've been out here doing a bunch of stuff. It's the problem with an old farm. You end up with old metal everywhere. Everywhere I walk, I find metal. It's really unfortunate, but you know, it's a 100-year-old farm, and just the weirdest stuff comes up out of the ground when you're walking around, and you pick up metal and you got to throw it away. So make sure the animals don't get hurt. But yeah, it's a lovely day. We're just waiting for the rain to come in tonight. And yeah, I think I'm going to go in and maybe lay down or have some ice cream. Or maybe I have some ice cream and go lay down. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so I'll be putting up some videos on my channel here and there, just some short video clips from the training sessions. And then once we start back at the shows, then I'll have some more content from the shows. Because I don't know how much value people get out of the training sessions, because I know what we're doing and my trainer knows what we're doing, but not everybody that's followed me the whole way through would kind of know what the goals and objectives are for the exercises that we're working on. So I just put up, you know, clips here and there, just so you can kind of see clips of what we're doing. I used to put up all the training, but I don't think most people know what a lot of it is. And I put up a series of videos explaining what each element of the training is and why we do it according to the training scale for dressage. So if you want to know what a leg yield is, or why the walk is important, and the canter and all these sorts of things, I did videos on that. So you can find that on my channel if you're interested. So it might help explain some things. And they're not very long. They're like 5 minutes. So really nice short topics. But yeah, we've got some clouds. This is looking west. There's a coastal mountain range over there. Goes out to the ocean. And the breeze is coming out of the southeast because it's a low pressure system. So the wind and the storm is going to come out of the southeast. And yeah, we're going to get some rain this weekend, and then we have a few days with no rain. So, all right, well, thanks for coming, everybody. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see how this weekend goes, and maybe I'll try to do another live either later in the week or next weekend. I'm trying to get back into the groove of doing at least one a week. And that way you can kind of catch up with what we're doing and what the sheep are doing, and, you know, the donkeys and the horses, of course, and all the stuff and things on the farm. So anyway, I'm going to get going now. So thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.